Hello stampers and crafters, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sarah McGuire from Sassy Paper Crafts. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and I'm here to help build your confidence and creativity through easy crafts. Today's card is this one. I love it. It's so super cute. We're using the Bottled Happiness stamp set and the vintage bottle punch to make it. Really simple measurements, a bit of stamping. So if you want to see how to make this card, please keep watching. So the first thing we're going to do is a bit of stamping, and we're using the Bottled Happiness stamp set, and it has 13 photopolymer stamp sets. We're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of the 13. So this card does require a bit of stamping. I'm using 3 ink colors, so Moody Mauve, Bubble Bath, and Pebbled Path. We're going to start by stamping the front of our card. So the first one I want is Bubble Bath. We're only using this for the flowers. If you don't have Bubble Bath, it is a fairly new color. You can definitely use a different pink, or you can even just use the Moody Mauve if that's what you have. You can change the colors completely. So the first stamp, this is a 2-step stamp set, meaning 2 stamps create 1 image. So we got 2 stamps to create that image. The first one I'm using is the flowers here, and then we'll use Pebbled Path on our leaves. So I'm just inking up the flowers in the Bubble Bath. I'm going over a little bit to the left. Stamp it about there. That looks good. It's a little milky, I don't know, juicy, I don't know. But it'll dry down and it'll be fine. So now I'm going to go in with the Pebbled Path. And ink that up. And these line up really good if you are paying attention and looking through them. So that's what I love about the photopolymer stamps, is you could see right through them. So these are our centers of our flowers. So what I'm doing is I'm just lining up the best I can the centers of the flowers, trying not to get my head in the camera, but I might, because it is easier for me to look straight down to line that up. Little bit off, but it's good enough. I'm okay with that. So now, whoops, and I just touched the Pebbled Path. I'm gonna wipe my finger off on my towel over here so I don't mess up the card, because actually this card I did mess up. And if you are a member of the Sassy Paper Crafters VIP group, you will see the mistake I made. I will put a picture of it right here, but I got a big ink splotch on there and I actually had to fix it and do this. We're not going to be doing that on this card. I'm going to do it as intended. But I need to put these stamps away because we're going to be doing our bottles next. So I just cleaned off my stamps. Now I'm going to put them in the case so I don't lose them. I hate losing a stamp. I lost this guy the other day. I could not find it forever. It was stuck to the bottom of my paper trimmer. So now we're going to take Pebbled Path again. I'm actually going to put Bubble Bath away because we're not using it anymore. So I'm just going to put that one away. I'm going to take Pebbled Path. I'm going to ink it up. And then I'm going to stamp off. So I'm just going to stamp onto my grid paper. And then again onto our card. And then for the other bottle, we need Moody Mauve and a scrap piece of basic white, which I had somewhere. We'll just use this one. I have a big piece here. We'll take our scissors and just cut a piece. I always have scrap paper next to me just for this reason. So now I'm going to take my scrap paper, and I need my blocks for the bottle. And this one, since it's so kind of flimsy, I like to flip it over and pick it up with the block just so I'm not moving it. So we're going to do kind of the same thing as we did for this bottle. I'm going to ink it up in the Moody Mauve. Make sure I get good ink coverage there. Stamp onto my grid paper and then onto my scrap paper. And then for the outline here, we're going to go in full strength, full color. So inking that up. I got a little on my block, so I need to be careful. Line it up. I say I got a little bit there. I'm okay with that. We're going to leave it. I'm going to clean this off though before I put my finger in it and mess up our card again. And while I'm at it, I might as well clean all of that. Love my Stampin' Scrub. And now we're going to, before we put our ink away, oops, we're going to use the Moody Mauve again on the bottom of this card with our Let's Get Into the Spirit stamp. Just ink that up and right down into the corner there. And now I want to do the inside of our card. So I have another piece of basic white, and I'm going to use the Moody Mauve and the fatter bottle, and we're going to go in full strength with this one right down in the corner. And then I'm going to grab my pebbled path. I can't talk today. My pebbled path, and we need this guy here. So I'm going to take this bottle that we cleaned off of the block, put that on there, and ink it up in pebbled path. And I'm going to do this twice. So I'm going to ink it up, I'm going to stamp, and then I'm just going to go off to the right a little bit and stamp again. So we get kind of a shadow effect. So that is all the stamping done. Now that that's done, I'm going to clean up my stamps, put my inks away, and I'll show you how to put this card together. So now that we have everything put away, I'm going to show you how to put the card together. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to take the vintage bottle punch. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to punch out the bottle here, and it lines up perfectly. And you just squeeze. It's a little off. It's a little bit crooked. You just squeeze, punch, you have a bottle. So easy. I love punches. I love dies too, but I love punches because they make quick work of things. So next I'm going to take the Pebbled Path textured ribbon. I'm just going to kind of roughly measure it, grab my, my paper snips, and cut a piece off. And grab my Stampin' Seal. I'm just going to flip over our panel here and put 2 little pieces down towards the bottom. I want to make sure I get this right where I want it. So I want it about there. We're covering the bottom of that bottle up, but I don't want to cover up my sentiment. So now that that's on there, I can take the rest of my seal. We can put this on our Pebbled Path layer. All the measurements, all the supplies I'm using are on my blog, on the blog post linked in the description of this video, so you can see everything I'm using. I have Stampin' Dimensionals, but I'm out of the actual dimensional part, so what I'm going to do is take my paper snips and I'm just going to cut a piece. I always use the outsides when I'm out. Oh, I have one left. But I always use the outsides because they're sticky too and they're just as good. Don't ever throw that away. And then I'm just going to line the bottle up. And it's going to be off a little bit, but I'm okay with that. We're just lining that up. And then I can take and put some seal on this and we'll put it on our card base. I have a piece of Moody Mauve here. Set that right on top. I'm going to grab my bone folder. I'm just going to burnish this edge. I like a nice crisp edge. And see how much flatter it lays when you burnish it? Too much going on. And we're going to take and put our inside piece in. I always like to add seal to the outside of the inside piece just so when I'm writing I don't get like any squiggles or bumps from a pen. So if it's on the outside, I don't normally write all the way up to the top or the sides. And before we're finished, I want to add some bling. So I have the 2023 to 2025 in color dots. There is Pebbled Path in here, but I really like the Moody Mauve. So I'm going to grab the Take Your Pick tool, and I'm just going to get 3 of these and pop them just kind of randomly around. And I did want to show you another one I made, same card but in boho blue. So I just did boho blue and Pebbled Path. Here I did Moody Mauve, Bubble Bath, and Pebbled Path. So if you like these cards, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more videos from me. If you want to see this card being made, I do have a reel on my Instagram page. Just go to Instagram, search Sassy Paper Crafts to find my Instagram page. I want to thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great weekend. I will be back with a new video on Monday. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.